how do you sort of attempt those questions that you do not know? See, my thing is, there are 19 out of 28 questions you're going to choose. Okay, even if you take 20 questions, 28 questions, 20 out of 28 is going to be doable. The rest of it you have to think. Okay, so you get to choose what is the 20 that is easy for you. But yahan se, forget this. We are not going to talk about the 28. Agar 28 hai, it's totally 400 marks. But we are playing out of 19, right? So within 19, you will have a good 14 to 15 questions agar aapka aa raha hai. A good 14 to 15 questions of good quality, if you can deliver, you are going to score very, very high. Okay, so do not think that you're going to score, all 19 of the questions are going to be like cakewalk, right? No, the question is always going to be easy, moderate, and difficult. So if it is difficult for you, trust me, it is going to be difficult for many, many others as well. Okay, so you try to do your best in the 14, 15 questions here. Okay, and then the other 3 questions, you should basically be able to deliver some decent quality by employing your mind there. Okay, so try to link that concept to something that you would know and try to craft an answer, and be prepared for that. Be prepared, not with the content, but be prepared mentally that I am going to see questions. Starting mein aisa hota hai, back mein aisa aata hai, doesn't matter. Okay, somewhere in your paper in these 19 questions, UPSC will ask you to take some difficult questions and try to do your best in those kind of questions. Okay, that is the nature of the exam. Okay, so let's not go with this idea that hope the paper is very easy. Even if it is easy, it is going to be easy. So 8 to 10 questions are going to be something that you will be able to handle. Okay, another 4 to 6 questions are going to be something in the moderate wala this thing. 2 to 3 questions are going to be questions that you will have to find a way to answer in that exam hall. But you back yourself, Mereko, I can do this. If I cannot do this, it is going to be difficult for many others as well. See, for instance, you mentioned the Pehle wala paper. I think this was your 1A kind of question, animism and deep ecology. A lot of people, they saw this particular question. Oh my God, I don't know this thing. Oh, the paper is going to be hard. What is going to happen to this attempt of mine? Oh, will I make it count? And so on and so forth. See, generally, just tell yourself, take a deep breath. Hota hai. Okay, hota hai. This could be a difficult question, but generally in these kind of questions, what is the answer? Wherever you see a question that is A and B, lineage and clan, ethnocentrism and cultural relativism, anything A and B, the answer is always what is A, what is B, okay, and there should be A and B ka ek component. It could be similarities. If I want to go a little mechanical approach, yeah, dissimilarities or differences. Or, if I want to go a little qualitative sort of an approach, it'll be the relationship. Okay, so a question like this, see, for instance, you would probably know enough about animism, okay, belief in soul, anima, who came out with this thing, and all of that. Deep ecology ke bare mein, you don't know what is this, okay, and they also know that deep ecology is something that is that 99.9% of the students who are going to write the exam are not going to know. That is, they know this thing. So try not to fake. Okay, try not to fake. Just focus and just write something like, nature, okay, is important to their culture. Nature and has some sort of a inherent sort of value in that particular culture, right? Something along those lines. Just one line. Unko bhi pata hai, you don't know. Okay, you also know that you don't know. Try not to fake this thing. You have written about animism. Don't write 2 pages on animism. Okay, write about the fact that it has something to do with nature and importance given to the nature, and that this one. And then try to see A and B may anthropology orient. Bring anthropology. Okay, and this is what I would probably do. I don't know this answer. In fact, like I don't know what is a deep ecology. What would I probably connect this to? I'm going to talk about sacred geography. Okay, how am I going to sort of like connect this to the tree or the nature or something like this? Okay, sacred performance. Okay, sacred performance, they relate to your sacred ecology. It has to be, those are performances that have to be performed in your sacred geography, wala this thing. Okay, think about any sort of a calamity. You're trying to bring nature, man, spirit complex here. Nature, man, spirit sort of complex here. Nature is there, as in this sort of an equilibrium. So you think about this thing in case, how do people think about, elements like, a scarcity of water, loss of fertility of soil, and so on and so forth. Create something here. Okay, you talk about, and then bring in some examples if you can think of any. Okay, bring in examples if you can. Okay, 10 markers there, 10 mark. Okay, so it is fine. And then the next thing you can probably bring in is possibly like, what else could you talk about? Like sacred groves and so on and so forth. This is something that you would write when you don't know this, if this is the first time you see. Okay, this is how you sort of craft these answers. Today, the answer will be different because you probably have studied it and and so on and so forth. But I'm talking about, take it as an example of question that you don't know and how exactly it is that you're going to do. And you have to also accept the fact that you are going to have to sort of do this in that exam hall. Okay, you go prepared thinking that I am going to deal with this thing a little later. My final tip now, even for the last test that you're going to write, think of it as a hard paper. Okay, be mentally prepared, mentally. Okay, and also tell yourself that only 20% of the question, okay, 20 60 20, easy is going to be 20 questions, moderate is going to be 60% of the questions, and 20% is going to be difficult. Okay, sabhi ke liye difficult, it is going to be difficult for every single person. So you have to be able to craft and manufacture something in that exam hall, but you back yourself to do it. All you've got to do is you have to do it better than the person sitting to your left, the person sitting to your right, this in the front, in the back, and so on and so forth. Okay, if you can do a little better than the others, you will still be able to make an impression. So all of these are the kind of ideas that I would suggest that you can still do. This is nothing to do with your knowledge base, because knowledge base jo hai utna hi hai. Okay, but the knowledge base is good enough. Okay, with the same sort of knowledge base, how do you sort of maximize your score is exactly what has been dealt with in this particular session.